Hi, I'm Steve Farmer, and I want to personally thank you for downloading my free chord progression guide. I'm really glad you're here. I've played piano for over 50 years, and I've spent more than 20 years making my living as a touring pianist, playing with artists like Sammy Kershaw, and on the Roots and Boots tour with Tippin, Collin Raye, previously Joe Diffie, and others. One thing I've learned from all those years of playing piano and playing music professionally is this. Good musicians don't memorize thousands of isolated notes, and many great musicians don't even rely on reading music from a page while they're playing. They learn to recognize patterns in the music, and that's exactly what this little guide is all about. If you've looked through the pages already, you've probably noticed the 1-4-5 pattern. There are other patterns too, like 1-5-6 minor 4 and 2-5-1. And if you're newer to the piano, you might have thought, well, what do all those numbers actually mean? Well, the good news is that the idea is much simpler than it looks. A key is simply a family of notes and chords that naturally belong together. For example, some songs are in the key of C. The 1 chord, which is the home chord, is C, the 4 chord is F, and the 5 chord is G. But here's the important part. If you move to the key of, for instance, G, like the second chords page in the PDF, you don't have to learn a whole new musical concept. The relationships stay exactly the same. For a song that's in the key of G, the 1 chord becomes G, the 4 chord becomes C, and the 5 chord becomes D. The names change, the pattern doesn't. We get the numbers simply by counting up the notes of the key that we're in. The starting note gives us the 1 chord, count up from there, and we get the 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And that's one of the biggest light bulb moments that many people learning piano have. Instead of trying to memorize every chord and every song as something completely different, you begin to recognize the structure underneath every song. Let's look at the piano and I'll show you what I mean. Here's a simple 1-4-5 progression in the key of C, just like the chords in our first page in the PDF. This note on the piano is named C. It's the note just to the left of a 2 black note group. It's our starting note and the note we build the chord on, like this. We just skip a note between each of our chord notes. First note, skip a note, play, skip a note, play. Okay, that's how we build the chord. Then the progression follows. The 1 chord up to the 4, just count up, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the 5, then we'll go back home to the 1 chord. So those are our 1-4-5 pattern chords. Each chord has the same letter name as the chord's lowest note. We could call that the root of the chord. If you know your note names, it's C chord based on a C note, F chord based on the F note, G chord based on the G note, then we'll go back home to the C chord. But that's our 1-4-5 pattern. Then we end by going back to our 1 chord, going back home to the key that we're in. That makes it all sound complete. Now, watch what happens when I move to the key of G. You can see that on the second chords page in the PDF. G is our new 1 chord. So we have the 1 chord, then we move up to the 4 chord, the 5 chord, and back to the 1, just like we did in the key of C. So now we have our G chord, our C chord, D chord. It looks a little different with a black note in the middle, but that's okay. And back to the G chord. And you can hear how that pattern, playing the 1-4-5, then back to the 1, using any key, sounds like music, and it's even a similar feel and sound. Different keys, same pattern. And that's exactly the way many working musicians think. We don't sit there calculating every note while we're playing. We learn to recognize these musical relationships, and after a while, they become second nature. And here's the really exciting part. Once you start seeing these patterns, you'll begin hearing them everywhere. Thousands and thousands of songs, country, rock, pop, gospel, old standards, are built from just a handful of these common chord progressions, and that's why I put this guide together. I don't necessarily expect you to memorize every page. In fact, I hope you don't worry about that at all. What I want is for you to keep it nearby when you practice, pick one progression, choose a key, and spend a few minutes just playing through it. As you do, you'll gradually start recognizing and hearing these same patterns, these sounds in the songs you already know and love. And that's really the philosophy behind the way I teach piano. My goal isn't to overwhelm you with complicated music theory or make you feel like you're taking a college class. I want to help you understand music the way working musicians actually think and play, practically, simply, and we go one step at a time so you can sit at the piano and enjoy playing real songs. If this way of thinking about music clicks with you, that's exactly what we do inside my full lessons course. We take these same ideas, build on them together, step by step, in a relaxed and practical way that's designed especially for adult beginners and anyone who might be coming back to the piano, maybe after years of being away. You don't have to become a concert pianist. You don't have to know everything. You just need a good roadmap and a way of learning that actually makes sense. So enjoy the guide, have fun with it, keep it nearby when you practice, and let it help you start seeing the pattern that connects so much of the music around us. In fact, here's a real world example. Think about the popular song La Bamba by Richie Valens. La 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 Bamba. A great fun song. It uses these exact key of C chords. It's really just a 1, 4, 5, 4, 1 pattern, just adding an extra 4 chord before coming back home to the 1. Same idea. Now that you know the pattern and the chords, find that song and try playing along. We learn songs just like that and much more about music and piano inside the lessons. And remember, you're probably capable of a lot more than you think. So thanks again for being here. I hope you enjoy the guide, and I'd love to have you join me inside the lessons and continue this journey together. If you're interested, you can click the link to my lessons site below and join the journey and a growing community of piano players just like you. I'll see you soon.